want to talk a little bit about World of Darkness because there wasn't honestly too much at FanFest that they showed off. But do you know about World of Darkness, Bobo?
No, I don't.
You know the tabletop game Vampire the Masquerade, right?
Yes, I do. I was a fan, and I also masqueraded quite a bit.
Oh yeah, were you a LARPer?
Yeah, I was a larper. I was a larper.
Oh man, you and me,
I was a
Bobby.
bruja.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude, I was totally a Malkavian. Big surprise there, right?
that's funny.
Yeah, so I talk a little bit about that in my World of Darkness preview that you can read on MMORPG right now. I talk about Goth Blake having a goth girlfriend and LARP.
I gotta read this one. This one
Yes,
is it's a tell-all.
yes, it really is. I kind of get like honest about like my past a little bit,
Oh wow, this
but
is the tell-all. Blake breaks down his goth girl.
with the
That's funny.
with the long black hair and the trench coat, looking like a young Silent Bob, spooky Silent Bob, piercings in my face.
Oh man, I wish
playing
I'd seen that.
playing Vampire the Masquerade. I'll try and find a photo and just show you. I'll just show you, nobody else. That won't go on the internet. Um, so Vampire the Masquerade is a tabletop RPG in which you are in the world of vampires. So of course, every spooky thing out there. I did not have a katana under the trench coat. I was not columbining it at the time. But yeah. So the World of Darkness, it's essentially taking Vampire the Masquerade and bringing it to the MMO world um, in an interesting way. It is very far from being released. So most of the keynote that had to do with World of Darkness, uh, most of the keynote during the World of Darkness had to do with a lot of the dev tools and the ways that they're bringing the world to life. So they were showing how they were making kits and they could like auto develop buildings and that would help them auto develop cities, as they designed and laid the wiring for them. And then they showed like how their reflective surfaces worked and how they were programming that. So it's really a lot of technical stuff that shows how hard they're working and how much detail they're trying to put into the game. But unless you're really into like computer programming or like you want to get into game design, it might be a little bit over your head. You know what I mean? Like some of it was over my head, and like I do the game thing for a living. So what what I found interesting though is they actually did put together a little quick demo video to show us like conceptually what the world will be like. And it starts off, you're just some like hot goth vampire chick in a back alley somewhere. You walk up to a dude and he thinks he's gonna get some, right? And then all of a sudden it's like, nope, hand on the throat and like pinned to a wall, and you like drain homeboy of his blood. As soon as you do that, she like walks over to this wall, takes a flying leap up a wall, like lands on a terrace of like some goth industrial vampire club, and there's just like a terrace party going on in the middle of the night. Didn't dance, just kind of hung out for a second, and then it was time to leap to another rooftop. And on that rooftop, there was like another victim waiting, although he was a little more alert, looked a little bit tougher. So she went into stealth mode, and as soon as she got close enough, wham, punched the dude. Dude goes flying off the roof, falls to the ground. She leaps down after him. As he's lying there dying, she mounts him, slits his throat, and drinks his blood. And that was pretty much it. So you only got like a couple minutes of actual gameplay footage, and it's really, really early. But it kind of reminded me of Defiance
Mm.
in the third person, like sort of adventure perspective way. But then a lot of the gameplay elements, since they were all stealth focused and involved like leaping and climbing on rooftops, kind of reminded me of Assassin's Creed. Uh, but
And it's an MMO, so you can finally become that goth girl, scantily clad goth girl you've always wanted to be, the one that you have
oh,
inside.
Ravencrow Gossamer or Gossamer Ravencrow, which one do you like better? Yeah. Or just how about Inner Darkness? Just call myself Inner Darkness. Do you like that
Inner
one?
darkness.
Yeah, that's a good one. I mean, we'll see what happens.
Trella Ravengate.
So what's your Inner Darkness name, Bobby?
Oh, it's gonna be Alistair Venom. Let's just go with Alistair Venom.
You can't be Venom. I like Alistair. You're onto something there. Alistair Gothstone. There we go.
Alistair Crowsvein. Crow Sadfangs. All right, I was going with the crow. Alistair Crow Sadfangs.
Yes, I like that. All right, but I spent some time talking with Chris McDonough, I believe is his last name. He's one of the higher ups at White Wolf, and he said they've already permabanned the names Edward and Bella. So you don't need to worry about that. One of the big things, like one of the fans brought up during the Q&A, was they were kind of curious if, like, since Vampire the Masquerade tends to have like some sexual undertones, as does most vampire stuff. Even outside of like the Twilight saga, like if you look at Interview with the Vampire, almost all of that has some like underlying eroticism to it, and even Dracula is a very
even Count Dracula has some eroticism.
Well, yeah, he was a vegetarian, always putting those carrots in his mouth,
Even Magica Dispel had some underlying sexuality to it.
All right, but so someone asked us like, well, will there be like nudity and stuff like that in the game? And they're still kind of up in the air about it. As a matter of fact, any sort of questions that you really had about the gameplay or how the game is going to work outside of the fact that it's going to be a single shard MMO was all open. It's all pretty much open to speculation at this point. Like they're not revealing too much. But there'll be more that comes out as we get closer to an unannounced launch date. So I'm kind of expecting maybe more details come October during the Vegas event that CCP puts on. But maybe it'll be next year's FanFest that we'll hear more about it. Either way, everything that CCP does, and like in this case, what they're doing with White Wolf, it's going to be done when it's going to be done.